So here we go in the first match of Group 9. Alright, so in the top right corner as the white Terran we have ISL2.ZeaRush NB. NB of course is his regular clan. And in the bottom left as the teal Protoss we have ZeaRush. I'm still thinking which one I like. Do you guys like ZeaRush? Should I just say it in a oh sorry, alright, replay bar. Excellent. Good. Yes. The map is Blue Storm once again because, well, the group stages are always on the same map. The first matches are Blue Storm, winners and losers are on Othello, and the final match is on HBR. So after this game, if I can get either the winners or the losers match, we will finally see a different map. Hypnotoading recommends I say ZeaRush. ZeaRush? I don't know about that. Meanwhile, oh, now I'm all self-conscious. What do I say? I'm gonna say Protoss. Mr. Teal Protoss is sending out an early an early probe, and whoa, a block from TerrOr. Did he actually anticipate a gas steal or something? Look at this probe, and he's like, oh, he's so sad. Wow, that's actually really cool. So, TerrOr's actually going to complete his wall. I don't know if that's probe-proof. It might actually be. Let's see. For a second there, I thought he'd just steal the natural gas and say, he's like, ha! I took one of your gases anyway. No, that would just be silly. But, oh, he's running around. Zaraki would like me to say this in Spanish. How do you pronounce this in Spanish, Zaraki? Is it ZeaRush, 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 ZeaRush? Now, interestingly though, the Marines are actually going to pop out on the outside of the wall. So if ZeaRush decides to do any kind of early aggression, Terror's not going to have an easy time making Marines at least to defend. And wow, he's actually taking quite a bit of damage off of this probe. Can he actually get it? Oh my goodness, he's almost getting this probe. The probe's in the red health. And the Marine is on the way, so ZeaRush is going to have to pull his probe back. It should live. Alright, Zaraki wants me to say it with 2 R's. Do I have to roll the R's? I can't roll R's, man. That doesn't work. And whoa, what is this? He built a command center in the main. Alright, so it's actually going to be a 1-Rax FE, but he's going to build the command center in his main base. That is interesting. Huh. Meanwhile, ZeaRush is just getting a Dragoon in range. I'm a little bit flustered by this. I mean, you'd think that he might just make it here so he could float it out more easily, and it would still be hidden from a scouting probe. I'm not really sure why he'd just make it next to his main command center. It's kind of weird. I don't want to say it's bad, but I think I don't understand why you'd put it here instead of just here. Anyway, factory is up at the top, and ooh, looks like the scouting SCV is taken out. Now, TerrOr actually played a very interesting game yesterday in the Gambit Cup. If you haven't watched that yet, I'm gonna spoil it. I'm gonna spoil TerrOr's game. So TerrOr played against Safina AOV. I believe it was Safina in a TVP on Aztec, and it was actually a really ridiculous game where it was Vulture Drop versus Proxy Reaver, and TerrOr barely lost after killing all of Safina's probes almost. So you guys should actually check out the VOD for that. But yeah, TerrOr is certainly a good player and an entertaining player. He's played quite a lot of funny games in Gambit Cup, actually. Looks like it's going to be 2-gate Robo from ZeaRush. So, well, let's see if he goes for a Reaver. If he goes for an OBS, this will just be like the most safe build almost that you can do. Although that does mean he'll be behind TerrOr since TerrOr did go for the 1-Rax FE. Going for the heavy eco, man. He almost only has to go Reaver. No, he is going OBS. Oh, man. I think that's gonna put him really far behind. Yeah, I mean, he sees the command center now. He's gotta make a Reaver. Oh man, no, he's gonna be so far behind. I mean, look at this. He's got no expansion. I mean, he's getting observers. That's nice, but this is not good. I don't think it's good at all. TerrOr meanwhile getting siege mode, getting a siege tank. And oh, hypnotoading. That is in fact a very nice explanation. Pretty silly, I didn't think of that. Hypnotoading was just talking about why the command center is closer to the, he built it here, so that until he felt safe enough to float it out, he could just make it SCVs from both and just send them to mine. That does make sense, actually. And since he wasn't actually sure what kind of build ZeaRush was doing, like if ZeaRush decided to go for an early Zealot aggression or something like that, you wouldn't be able to float that command center out for a while. So I guess it does make sense. But this build, though, makes no sense to me. Okay, he is now building a shuttle. But, oh man, after 2 observers and seeing this, I mean, he's giving TerrOr so much time to prepare for everything. And now he's actually just going to expand. So it's not, I mean, it looks like he's making 2 Zealots. But it's not even a real Bulldog because he's expanding and he only has 2 gateways. So he's not really doing a Bulldog, he's not, I mean, this used to be kind of a standard build, actually, 2-gate robo, because it's basically the safest build you can do. But nowadays, where people are just, you know, going heavy macro mode, it's not ideal anymore. In any case, looks like we have an armory going down. Still just 1 factory. Looks like he's just going to build another one now. There it is. Well, I assume that's factory. Yes, indeed it is. And this placement is quite nice. Notice that the siege tanks are a little bit further back from the bunker. Not going to losing an observer. Not going to make the same mistake as as Rams did against God, where he put the siege tank too close. And looks like he's actually going for an attack here, suiciding the shuttle to get 2 zealots in the back. One of the siege tank unsieges. There's only 1 siege tank right now, but he does get the bunker, but all the SCVs are blocking right now, so I don't think this is going to work at all. Oh my goodness, the Zealots go down. Tank siege right back up, and he will be completely fine. Meanwhile, he has gone for a 3rd base. So, ZeaRush, he goes for an attack, and he's just expanding behind it. I mean, this is like, if you're going to go for something like that, I think you should just go balls out and just add like 3 gateways and do an actual Bulldog. Because that just didn't do anything. He killed like 1 siege tank and a bunker. And I mean, he's forcing the SCVs off the line. See, TerrOr actually thinks this is a lot more committed than it really is. Instead, ZeaRush is just adding gateways, taking up. He's getting a citadel and has his 3rd base. Looks like he's going to do the wall off in the back with pylons as well. And now TerrOr's back on mining. Look at food count: 56 for TerrOr and 57 for ZeaRush. I feel like I'm pronouncing that differently every time I say it. Whatever. And look at this! Goliath range is being upgraded. He's doing like the fantasy anti-stork build, which is extremely interesting. He's also getting a 3rd command center right now. He's not actually making Goliath though. Does he have a Goliath? Is that a mistake? Because he hasn't made a Goliath. Okay, now he's making 2 Goliaths. Okay, so it's not a mistake. He did actually intend that. That's very interesting. If you don't know what I mean by the fantasy build or anti-stork build, basically in the fantasies, in the OSL finals between fantasy and stork, fantasy just completely predicted stork's play and crushed it with a very interesting fast Goliath build to shut down stork's Reaver harass. Stork basically, his PvT style had been fast Reaver into double expand. And Fantasy is just like, well, I guess he's just going to do that every game, and so I'll make Goliaths. And Stork, Stork just did it all games, man! Stork was just like, well, he countered me this game, but I bet he's not going to do it again. So herp derp, let me just keep making, let me just keep killing Reavers and getting killed by Goliaths. Anyway, that was quite a sad series. TerrOr looks like he's building a manor turret up here at the top left. And he's up to 6 gateways. Getting his legs, zealot legs. Yeah, it's looking... You know, despite the early questionable build choice, I think he's in a decent position right now, since he managed to safely take a double expand. Thing is, though, TerrOr is seems to be going for that turtley style. I'm not going to commit to any kind of crazy 2-base timing here. Just going to expand yet again, playing it essentially as Rams did against God, and I think that's quite strong. I think you know, when Terrans, as I said a million times, if it goes to late game and Terran splits the map, it's very nice for them. So they might as well just play to that style, just play super turtley and on their side of the map. Is this actually mana and gas? This is actually making a very strange gas mining pattern. Look at this. They alternate. Wow. This is like one of those science construction things where it's like, you know, the swinging balls, and then it's like there's 3 in the middle, and then the one hits it, and then it goes on the other side, and it hits it and it goes on the other side. It's like one of those things. And you just like stare at it for hours because it's really cool. Anyway, we have an SCV scouting the mineral only. Gonna get taken out by a zealot. And it looks like a dragoon did take out the manor turret as well. He should be taking that base pretty quickly since TerrOr has taken his 3rd. Does he actually see this? He has an observer in the main base. Might want to float it over here to just check the factory count. And okay, he does actually have an observer here. I'm sorry, I didn't catch that just now. So he sees that, and he will in fact take his 4th. He's actually got quite a nice supply lead now, 126 against 103. He's actually at 134, 136, just macroing up like a boss. He's on 9 gateways, and going double forge right now. And it looks like we have a bit of harassment going on here. TerrOr's siege tanks aren't actually in position yet, so he's going to lose his barracks at least. Oh no, looks like ZeaRush is actually going to back up in perfect timing. Of course, he does have the observer to see exactly when the tanks siege up. So nice move right there. A few vultures laying random mines over here. There's no observer grouped with the dragoons, so an unlucky move command could cost him a few dragoons there. But I mean, he's getting his 4th base up. Meanwhile, the vultures just laying mines at expansions. And we have double upgrades from the Prodolls. Any upgrades from TerrOr? Looks like, oh, excuse me, he does actually also have double armories. So double upgrades for both players. Vultures gonna run here to the top left. The cannons are gonna finish in time. So this base should just be, well, actually there's probes transferring here, but TerrOr does depart. No, he is gonna come in here. He's gonna get a few probes, I think. The dragoon does die to the spider mine, but the cannons have finished, so TerrOr will only get a handful of probes. Not the disaster it might have been, and he will get intercepted on the retreat. So that will be it for those vultures. Unless he walks into the spider mine. Okay. Whew. And if we check out the bases, yes, there is the Arbiter Tech. I was just going to say, should have gotten that by now. Yeah, once again, a very passive game on Blue Storm. Both players content to macro up. I mean, this is how I like to play as well. Just, you know, play for the long game. Because really, the long game is where the, you know, the more skilled player has the advantage. And look at this, TerrOr actually laying a lot of mines here, doing the Arbiter defense, gonna start building turrets as well. So any recalls over here will just die flat out. And an observer looks like he's just checking out the middle. Need a sip of water. Yum yum yum. So, actually, is there another command center yet? I would imagine TerrOr will want to start taking the bottom right as well. No, looks like he's just macroing up. Has a nice factory count. Nicely positioned as well. Look at that. Very pretty.